Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Keiles, and I'm an EOS implementer. A lot of prospective clients are like, how does the process work? How do I actually implement EOS at my company? In today's segment, I'm going to take you through the high-level summary of exactly what it means to implement EOS, all the steps, all the deliverables, and what the outcomes will be. Let's dive right in. So one of the things about EOS is that it's all about proven process. One of the steps we'll take together is that we will actually develop your company's proven process. So this is a good example of the EOS proven process. When you have a process, it has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. The first thing that we start with is what's called the 90-minute meeting. It's a time where an implementer like me comes into your office, or we huddle via Zoom, and we talk about four specific things. We find out about EOS and my background so that you can make sure that's a good fit for your company. Then I pepper you with a whole bunch of questions about your company and where you want to go. Then we take a quick run through the tools. And then, like we're doing now, we talk a little bit about the process. Assuming at the end of the 90-minute meeting, we both determine that it's a good fit, we'll move on to the next step. And that's to schedule a focus day. It's the first paid session where you and your leadership team get together. And we have a full day session, 7 hours plus or minus 1 hour, with a very specific agenda to attack 5 things. The first one is that we're going to learn about hitting the ceiling and the 5 ways you can break through that ceiling when your company is stuck, a department is stuck, or someone who's stuck individually. We'll talk about those 5 techniques, and it'll begin the process of really learning them. After that, we'll take a first cut at your accountability chart. The accountability chart is a planning tool where you can lay out what your company human resource needs are for the next 6 to 12 months. And now you can start to see what you need and start to plan. We'll look at all the seats, we'll look at the structure, we'll look at the roles in each one of those seats, and then you'll have a little homework to build that out for the entire company. Then we'll set your first rocks. Rocks are 90-day initiatives. We'll call them training rocks because everybody on the leadership team will get 1 or 2 so they can practice building this new muscle. And we'll do those rocks over the next 60 to 70 days or so, deciding what is the most important and urgent things that we should work on to move the company forward. After rocks, I'll have a little session with you about what the meeting poll should be, specifically the level 10 or L10 meeting. We'll go through the agenda, I'll give you best practices, and then we'll pick a date and time of the week that your company will start to do L10 meetings internally. And then finally, the last thing we do on Focus Day is we take a first cut at your scorecard, gathering all those metrics and having a conversation about what numbers do we need to review each week to get a good handle on whether the business is working or not. After that, about 30 days later, we go into vision building. There's vision building day 1 and vision building day 2. It's a 2-day agenda, but it takes about 16 hours to accomplish all the things that we want to do, so we break it into 2 days. This same agenda is for both days. We're going to answer the 8 questions on your VTO, the Vision Traction Organizer. And those 8 questions will become the foundation of your go-to-market strategy. On the first day, Vision Building Day 1, we'll attack your core values. What's the framework that you folks make decisions? Who do you want to attract to your company? Who do you want to repel? Then we'll talk about your core focus, your passion, cause, or mission. And then we'll talk about the niche that you want to work in that you can focus on to prevent shiny object syndrome. And then we'll do your big, hairy, audacious goal or your 10-year target, setting a North Star out there so far that we can make decisions that pull to that vision on a daily basis. Also on Vision Building Day 1, we'll go back and we'll look at the tools that we learned on Focus Day to really start the mastery of those. Another 30 days will go by and we'll gather again for Vision Building Day number 2, where we'll knock out the rest of the 8 questions. We'll once again review the tools from Focus Day, once again review the 3 things we did on Vision Building Day, and then we'll finish the 8 questions by working on your marketing strategy, 3-year picture, 1-year plan, quarterly rocks, and clear your issues list. At the end of these 3 sessions, you'll have a strong foundation built from which to then enter what's called the 90-day world. The whole goal is to get you set up with both your vision and your traction so that you could start to enter into this area, which we call the 90-day world. Every quarter, we rise up out of the business, we see what's going on in the company, we check our data, and we set new rocks. Then once we do that, we dive back into the business, 13-week sprint working on the business as well as in the business. And then each quarter we come up for air and redo it again. At the end of the year, we have a 2-day annual planning session. The first day is very similar to a quarterly session, but the second day, we're resetting the 3-year picture, the 1-year plan. We're doing some team health building, and it's a really great way to kind of set the table for the next year. The goal is that you will become so adept as a leadership team on running EOS that at some point when you're in that 90-day world, you can graduate and you won't need Eric or any other implementer to help you. I could still be there as your implementer to help you with questions. A lot of clients still do their annual planning with me, but the whole goal is to graduate you and gently push you from the nest so that EOS becomes a habit and the new way you run your business. And that is the EOS process. If you want to get together and talk about it and find out how it's appropriate for your company, I'm always available. And thanks so much for listening.